Okay, this is a special meeting of the Board of Education for District 64 on Monday, November 30th, 2015. Vicki, please take the roll.
Mark Egeman.
Here.
Bob Johnson.
Here.
Vicki Lee is here. Dr. Borelli.
Here.
Scott Zimmerman.
Here.
Tom Sotos.
Here.
Dr. Paterno.
Here.
Okay, the next regular meeting of the board will be on December 14th and will be held here at Jefferson School starting at 7 p.m. On the agenda for that evening will be the public hearing and vote on the tax levy, park testing results, the start of the student fee discussion, and discussion regarding the formation of the facility and business board committees. The couple of issues I want to bring before the board before we get started, a little house cleaning if you will. As you know, we are coming up into some negotiations with our unionized representatives at the conclusion of this year for contract renewal. The board will need to have some preparation, some time with Terry Hodges in preparation for those discussions. Dr. Heinz has asked me for the following requests. To get a little bit of extra time, the proposal is to take the meeting on December 14th that is originally scheduled to start at 7 to roll that back to 6. The meeting on Saturday, I'll get my bifocals organized. On January 26th, the meeting is already scheduled to start at 7, roll back that meeting to 6 as well, and to schedule a Saturday in January, either the 9th or the 16th, starting at 8:30, going to 12:30, and we're done. And that should encompass all of the background information that the board will require going forward for negotiations. So why don't we take this? Is there any issues about rolling back the start of the two already scheduled meetings from 7 back to 6?
Nope. No.
Everybody okay with that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The other item would be one of the Saturdays in January, the 9th or the 16th, for a 4-hour block of time. Any choices?
I guess just a question there is, so that's the weekend before the Martin Luther King holiday, which I know our schools will be off on Monday, so I don't know if there'd be anybody who would be
I'm out of
planning to
town
be
on the
out of
16th.
Okay,
The 9th is good, but the 9th is fine.
Martin Luther King is 18th, so 16th would be the long weekend, I guess. So the 9th? I'm okay for the 9th. Scott, you're okay for
Yep.
the 9th?
Is this a day, that's a Saturday?
It's a Saturday.
So we proposing like a morning or something?
8:30,
typically advance.
8:30 to 12:30,
What was the date? January 9th.
January 9th.
Oh, yeah, I don't.
You all right? All right, so
That's
that's
fine.
3. Nathan's okay. Bob, Mark, Tom?
Yep.
Okay, so let's get it in the books. We will roll back, therefore, the 2 meetings, one in December, one in January, from 7 to 6, giving us 2 hours of information, and a 4-hour block of time on the 9th of January, starting at 8:30. Your choice of location, ESC here or
We
Emerson?
can do the basement of the ESP.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we do that?
Well, all this stuff is going to have to get yanked over there, though, right?
Yeah, it's just easier because otherwise I have to hire a custodian to come in and pay overtime and everything. So we can get it set up on Friday.
And ESC it'll
Can't
be.
say,
All right, so on that Saturday, it'll be ESC. And the reason for that is we will absolutely be in closed session for that, so. Okay,
The 14th and the 26th are a go at 6 o'clock, hard in your calendar. Pencil in the 9th, and I will confirm with Terry if that'll work for us.
okay.
Right.
And one final idea, going into close, because tonight's meeting includes a closed session. We've just talked about a closed session on negotiations, and board members have made several comments on closed sessions. So prior to starting tonight's meeting, I'd like to bring before the board the issue of closed sessions. Several board members have made comments about going to closed session. As is my responsibility in conducting the Board of Ed meeting, I bring to the board various recommended issues that must have a board consensus to go into closed session. I have sent each of you a memo and asking for feedback regarding the protocol for this board to use to determine an issue for closed session. My thanks to those who have responded and contributed to my request. Going forward, as outlined in the memo, I will list the administration recommended items that will be considered for closed session. I will provide the State Open Meetings Act's exception and a short description of the issue to the extent of my knowledge. Please note that many times I am as unaware of the issue to be discussed in closed session as any board member. I do this to maintain impartiality on the issue and avoid preconceived conclusions. I also want and need to hear, as all board members will, the full details of the presentation and to hear fellow board member comments. In deciding to go into closed session, please recall that the attorney for the district has recommended at least 3 reasons why personnel matters should be in closed session. We as a board should already know that state and federal law requires that we are to go to closed session when students are involved in the discussion. A board member may ask for a topic to be separated if presented within a group of topics absent a request for information. A board member reply once a motion has been made, and second will be yes, no, or present. Are there any questions about the protocol as I have quickly recounted? Of course, the full detail would be in the memo that I sent. Now, if that's okay, I'd like a consensus so that we all know going forward what we're going to be planning on doing. I don't want to keep bringing up these 20-minute discussions every time we have to go into close, as long as we all have an understanding. Now, if I give a reason that we're going into close and it's not sufficient, it's because that's what I know. And we will hear more once we get into closed. But, and at that point, if you think we should be in open, anybody has the ability to say, no, I don't want to go into closed. So that's how it's going to be. So, consensus. Okay? Yes, Bob, yes,
I
Vicki,
think it's great.
Scott, David, Tom?
Hey, if Mark is okay with it, then I'm sure okay with it.
Okay. Now, that being said, my thing just skipped here, hold on. So tonight we have a recommendation to go into closed session for Illinois Compiled Statute 5-122C10 in order to discuss the residency verification and potential tuition assessments for students currently enrolled in the district. Once we resume in open session, we'll have a motion to decide the process going forward. We'll need a voice vote. Tom?
Yes.
Dave?
Aye. Aye.
Yes.
Aye.
Aye.
Yes.
Okay, we'll go to closed. We are back in session, in open session. The board has just spent approximately the last hour in closed session speaking about a residency determination issue and possible tuition assessment for a family in district. As we do with all of our board meetings, we accept public comments on any item not on the agenda, and not seeing any hands raised, I think we can move past the public comment section. One comment to our superintendent. I was looking at some previous videos of meetings, and the table where we normally have visitors and our architects and such kind of blocks the view of the board.
Okay.
And also you really can't see the folks at that table. I don't know if a second camera would be helpful, split screen kind of thing, or maybe it's just something to think about.
Let me think about it.
Yeah. Okay. So the only item on our agenda tonight is the approval of resolution number 1152 regarding residency determination and possible tuition assessment for students C and D. Any comments or questions on this? And if not, why don't we just move straight to a motion?
I move that the Board of Education of Park Ridge-Niles Community Consolidated School District Number 64 approve Resolution 1152 regarding the determination of residency status and assessment of tuition charges for students C and D, finding that students C and D were not legal residents of District 64 for this school year, and that the family be assessed tuition effective at the end of the school day, Friday, December 18th, 2015. The family will be assessed tuition in the amount of $78.59 per day per student for a total of $12,731.58.
Is there a second?
Second.
Bob got it. And just to make certain, we're talking about the fall 2015 semester of the 15-16 school year.
That's correct.
Okay. As we do with, once a motion is made, open up the floor for questions, comments. Are there any board questions or comments? Not seeing any. Why don't we start with Mark?
Yes.
Aye.
Aye.
Yes.
Aye.
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 Okay. Motion carried. This is just for signature. Are there any other comments or notes from the superintendent for the board going forward?
Not at this time, but we're, December 14th is looking to be a full agenda, so come ready.
Okay, and not having any comments myself, do I have a motion to close our meeting?
So moved.
Second, Dathan, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Not hearing,
No, I'm kidding.
not hearing any. We'll see everybody on the 14th.
Yes.